I'm ready.
I could tell it was hard. It's a different energy.
Yeah, it is.
Welcome. It's been a while.
It has been a while. Talk to your daughter about it. Hey,
All right, we'll talk to her about that.
I'm not gonna talk about it.
So, I'm sure you have a lot to share with us, and so what would you like to start with? And
There was a question. March 24th.
mm-hmm.
So it's going to depend on a couple of things. What happens on that date, or why that date may become important. It's a tipping point date. So people start to panic when things, reach a tipping point. And if we don't get it under control in the next, week and a half, March 24th will be a tipping point date. And people will start to panic. So right now, this isn't even panic. I mean, people going, they did this in snowstorms, right? I mean, it's not going to panic. So,
I like him. I like him. He was here.
so, so March 24th is, if we don't get this under control, it's going to be a tipping point where people actually start to panic. We don't want that to happen. But your government has not necessarily been the most responsive about this.
No.
And so it depends on if they really get these tests out to the public and make them available, and if they actually get the tools and the resources and all that medical equipment they're talking about, if they get it into place. So it's a little bit up in the air, but March 24th is that tipping point date. And you won't know it until it's like the 22nd. Yeah.
Okay, so what else do we have to look forward to with this virus, or should we be aware of?
So you guys look forward to.
Or aware of?
I probably shouldn't say this, but you might look forward to those people who were vibrating very lowly. Checking out of the system. I mean, on a, I almost shouldn't even say this. I feel like y'all aren't really. Some people may take this wrong, but this is the truth. In order for your system to balance again, there's things that have to happen. It's like you broke it and you don't want it to be fixed. But in order to fix it, you got to take off the Band-Aid. You got to squeeze some sanitizer on it, and that burns. You got to wash it out, and that hurts. It's going to hurt. I mean, it's going to hurt. And y'all haven't even started feeling the pain.
We're already panicking like this.
Exactly.
For some toilet paper.
You haven't even started feeling the pain, and unless you get this under control, like your mother and father and auntie were saying, that train is running. You have to stop the locomotive. That's all you can do. You got to stop it. You got to slow it down.
What can we do to slow it down?
You have to raise your vibration. And it's not just lip service. It's not just one day a week. You have to raise your vibration. It's the music you listen to. It's the people you reading their stupid posts about stupid stuff and agreeing with them. Ask yourself, is that at the level I'm really supposed to be at? Are they vibrating where I'm trying to be? Is this helping or serving? And if it's not, keep it moving. If they do it all the time, you might want to mute them. Use your buttons, right? I mean, let's not act like everybody on our friends list is our friend. Right? Let's not act like they're all our friends. Some people you need to mute because they're operating down here and you're trying to be up here.
Yeah.
So let's just be smart about that. You can't be friends with everybody. You can't try to be nice with everybody. I'm not saying you have to be rude, but sometimes you just have to say no. Sometimes you just don't answer your phone. You're not available. Mentally, you're not available, so you're not there. So let's think about how we can show up in the world in a different way by vibrating higher. Read stuff that uplifts you. Listen to music that uplifts you. Speak to people who uplift you and who you can uplift together. Pour into you what you need. Because that is then what you're able to put back out. You can't give out what you don't even have. Okay, if you vibrating down here and then you want to talk and try to give service like your mama was saying, go preach in the God. What are you teaching? What are you going to go out and teach if you're down here 7 days a week and then on the 8th day you trying to teach somebody? No. You have to walk your walk. Day in and day out. We have to speak with love, act with love, do with love, be with love. Love is the ultimate vibration. If you could just vibrate there. Thank you. Say it again.
We'll all be okay.
We'll all be okay.
I guess that's what we can do.
We can all do that. Everybody in this room, everybody who's hearing this, watching this, we can all do that. It's a choice. Every single thing is a choice. You can choose to be rude to someone, or you can choose to be kind. You can choose to help someone, or you can choose to ignore those in need. It is all a choice. Which choice is going to help you vibrate where you need to be to stay on this planet through these transitions? Because like they were saying, this is just the first. And then there's that second. And there's the third. And I'm not allowed to talk about the third. Because y'all haven't even gotten through the first. But please don't panic. Please don't panic. And don't live in fear. It is about being prepared on all levels. Being smart. Being cautious. But it's not about fear. Fear lowers your vibration, makes you much more susceptible to what's happening. So you can't operate from a place of fear, or else, yeah, might get sick just because you're being afraid. So you don't want to operate from that place.
So, I have a question. Because we are going through transitions and shifts, will these transitions and shift cause people to awaken?
Yes, out of desperation. Tell me what's going on. You know, people used to, go to church every time something went wrong, right? Well, it's the same thing. Something's going wrong, they're going to be looking for answers. And people looking for answers, they will often seek God or spirit. Which is why it's so important to be prepared, not just individually, but as a community. You got to be prepared for people coming in. You got to be prepared for people walking in with those questions, to be able to meet their needs and engage them in the community. That's part of preparation too.
Okay. Any questions?
Can it be individual questions or?
That's a question.
All right. I keep on listening to my intuition to move, and sometimes tell me to pack. Is that still a good idea for me to move?
Not this month. Not next month.
What's a good time?
You need to wait about a week and a half to see what's happening.
Got it.
I wouldn't make any major decisions before then.
Okay. Over and over again.
I have a question. My job, working with the contracting company, is it time to let it go and move on? Or just
Let me
keep
tell you, a
shoving with
blanket-
3 jobs?
Right now, keep it. Blanket statement across the board. This month is not the time to make major moves. This month is not the time to make major moves. If you got something, stay. If you're secure, stay. If you're not, you can look for something, but if you've got something, this is not the month to make major moves. You can reevaluate at the end of the month. But don't make any major moves this month if you can help it.
A year within this year, not this month. I know this month is a strength month. It's time to strengthen and get your strength, get it together, and make solid plans for the future. That's what I'm talking about. The future by the end of this year.
By the end of So this is the thing. With the spring equinox is going to bring in a different energy, and like we're already approaching it. So it's going to bring in a different energy, and at the same time you're dealing with this issue around this global pandemic around the world.
Yeah.
It's almost like the swirl, right? And you really can't. We don't know what's going to take place after that yet, until we see how people are how governments handle the problem happening right now. Because it's all choice and y'all are in control. Like human beings rule this planet. And so human beings are in control of it. We can try to influence from where we are, but at the end of the day, it's people making these decisions. And I hate to say it, but y'all put some people in place
That shouldn't really be there.
who maybe, aren't the best decision makers. And you're dealing with it now. But that's part of your responsibility. That's personal responsibility of the human race. So we have to wait. We all have to wait to see what is happening. We hope that decisions are made in the best interest of the longevity of humankind.
Wow.
But it's going to take responsibility from the top. And a lot of people working together. But this is an opportunity for those people at the top to learn how to work together. To help them learn to work with other people.
All this is stake, correct?
All of these countries, they have to learn to work together. And yes, I'm not allowed to say it. So they have to learn to work together.
I have a question. Will we get a breather since we're going through shifts and there's going to be another one? Will we have a breather between these shifts? Or are they going to hit one after the other? Or are they all Are they kind of
They're
connected? They are.
They're connected. So you won't have much of a breather between what's happening right now and financial.
Okay.
You really won't.
Okay.
So yeah, this is the virus going this way. This is financial. It's
Along the
Okay.
same line.
yeah.
All right. Picks
Very connected.
they kind of overlap each other and keep going. So, are we headed for a one world government?
I cannot answer that question.
Okay. How do we live outside of everything that's going on? Because for the world, it is very real, this crisis. How do we,
Because it is very real. Not just for the world, it's very real.
Very real. Yes.
And I don't think anyone should minimize it. It is very real.
so how do we,
Exist within this crisis.
Mm-hmm.
You aren't existing outside of it.
Yes. We're within it.
You are within it. Because it's a whole global impact.
It's global.
And so by raising your consciousness, you create an invisible force field around you. Now, who you keep around you, other people, influence the strength of your force field. So it's an action. You have to protect your own field, your own self. Try to be friends and surround yourself with those who are trying to do the same. Who they may not be vibrating where you are, but make sure that they're not negative, so that they're not putting holes in your force field.
Yes.
So not everybody's going to be where you are, but make sure that they're not damaging your force field.
so with you saying that, are you saying that negativity puts holes in our force fields constantly anyway?
Yes, it does.
Negative and positive can't run together.
That's why you feel a certain way when you're around negative people. So yeah, trying to not be around negative people, and if you are, reshoring up your force field, and then spreading your light so there's less negative people. So the more you do to help uplift the community, help uplift the people around you, the less negative people will be around you, the higher the vibration of people in general. That's the only way to get out of this. You got to raise up.
Gotta help others, we gotta raise others up.
Mm-hmm.
Is becoming self-sustainable a key?
In movies, you can try it for a bit, but then, so becoming self-sustainable is opposite of community.
Yep, sure is.
So can we become that collectively?
So becoming sustainable as small communities is a possibility, but it's not going to solve the bigger problem. So you basically have small communities who are self-sustainable surrounded by people who aren't. So there's all the slack and hurt and pain out there, but you're all safe and cozy in here. So you're not doing your job.
Because you got to exist.
You have to be within this world, and you're supposed to be helping and teaching others to raise up. And if you're selfishly protecting yourself only by making sure that you're good, my friends are good, then you're not really going to make the changes that are needed in this planet. Now this is different than being reasonably prepared. Because if you're reasonably prepared, you can manage for you and your family. But I will tell you, if you are more than prepared and you are stockpiled, people will know, and those lower vibration people are going to be coming for you. So there's a wisdom behind the balance. We can't escape this.
So are you saying once we need to learn how to prepare ourselves to raise our vibration to ascend with the ascension when the spring equinox come? We have to be able to flow with that instead of going against the celestial. We want to go with
we
the
need to be able to
ascension.
go with it. You need to
We
go
want
with
to
it.
go with the ascension.
Yeah, this is a perfect time to align yourself. You need to be able to align yourself.
Are we in alignment?
Are you in alignment now?
Spring.
Or is that a every single person in here in alignment?
Call
No.
me out if I'm not. Call me out.
I'm not gonna. So within your hearts, you know whether you are in alignment. You know where you are. You know your own heart and you know your own mind. You know the thoughts that go in there. You know the thoughts that come out. You know the words you speak to others. How much is it in alignment with love?
Next week. It's next week.
How much is it in alignment with love? And if it's not enough in alignment, what can you do to make it more in alignment with love? You're not going to be going a 360, 180, whatever in this week. But can you go up a few degrees? Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
You said earlier we shouldn't be making any decisions this month.
Major.
Major. I was trying to finalize some paperwork. Is it a good idea to do that now?
Is it a major life change?
Yes.
If you can wait till after the 24th or 25th, that might be better.
It's on the 20,
No. It's sometime this month.
after the 24th.
After the 24th.
If you can wait to see what happens.
The spring equinox is March 19th.
Yes. It's coming up very quickly.
March 19th.
So after.
And I want to ask a personal question. So my grandson is planning to move from where he is to another country.
Mm-hmm.
Should he not make that move this month?
That decision was made before now.
Okay. Norma.
I would like you to speak a little bit more about the energy that's going to take place on the equinox and how it's going to influence us in the future. Because we have a major energy change that on the 19th, you said, Mary?
Yes. So it is our hope. It is our hope that spring will come in sweetly. Believe it or not, your energy on this planet affects your planet.
Yes.
It affects cycles and it affects weather.
Yes.
You all are very powerful and you don't even realize it. So I am hopeful that it'll come in sweetly. But with all the fear and the stuff happening right now, it's not looking like it. But it's still possible. So the 19th predates the following week, which is that tipping point. And when the energy of the equinox comes in, it is meant to uplift and open up. So it's meant to open you up and lift you up. Now, what that means is you have an opportunity to ascend spiritually. And I would encourage you to be meditating over these next days because you'll be much more open and able to reach another level much more easily. And if you can do that as this equinox comes in, you'll maintain that much longer. And maintaining it doesn't mean that you never have to do anything else. It's not like one and done. You get up there, but then you maintain it, but it'll be easier to maintain it because your natural vibration point will be higher. If you're used to vibrating here and you go through this process and you start vibrating here, that's going to be your new mode. So when you ascend during meditation or ascend doing your spiritual practice, you won't go back down to where you used to be.
Right.
Your baseline will be higher. And that's really very important because if your baseline is higher, then you're going to be less susceptible to the things that are happening now and coming. Does that make sense? I'm sorry, I can't tell you all more about some of the things that are coming, but
Okay.
I'm told that I can't.
Okay, so we know it's coming.
But you can raise your vibration. This is a perfect time to do it along with the energy of the equinox. Take advantage of it.
Yes, yes.
Take advantage of it. And share this with other people. That's really very important. Share it with other people. Otherwise, if it stays in this room, if it stays with just the people who hear it directly, it's not going to have the impact it could have.
Yes. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
Yeah. So regarding this space, this place, it's time to grow. Stop playing small. Stop being cute. I'm serious.
No, we're with you. We're with you.
Stop playing small, stop being cute. It's time to grow. And it's time to take on new ideas that are new to you, but not new to other people doing this stuff. Pull in what you know works from other places and use it. You can't get your message out there if your lips are closed. All right, you gotta be willing to speak it, share it, use the tools and the resources of the modern age, and get your message out there. This place was not created to serve a handful of people. It was created to serve the masses. It was created to be a service to a number of people who need you. To be a place of community. And to be a place that teaches something different than what can be found in so many other buildings. That's what sets you apart. But don't lose your moment. Stop playing small. Who's over there? You. That message goes for you as well. Stop playing small. And I know that resonates with several of you. The need to stop playing small, and you're thinking about how are you playing small in your life right now. And you're coming up with an idea, and the idea is this. Stop playing small. Stop shrinking back every time you get an opportunity. Like, I don't know. It's not for me. Well, somebody else can do it. So what if someone else is doing it? Nobody is doing it like you. So do your thing. Nobody else can do this place like you do this place. So do it. Do it. And have fun. Don't let this take your joy. Don't let this season of change take your joy. Find ways to have joy. Find ways to laugh and celebrate life. That alone will raise your vibration. Find those ways to celebrate life. Be around your family and your friends. Being safe, being smart. But you can do it. And enjoy your life while you're pushing through this. That's all I want to say.
Okay, so I have one more question about, we are looking to move.
Not this
To be
month.
big.
Not this month, but we are looking to move when the lease is up. Is there, are we, what should we be looking for and where should we be looking for it, and can you speak anything on that?
The place isn't even available, right? I mean, there's places that will be available, but they're not available yet.
Have I already been shown the place? Have you already got me on the road?
I'm sorry?
Have you got me on the road to find it?
Mm,
I've been looking.
Has she seen the place yet that is supposed to be the place to go? Or a place
she may have seen it, but she doesn't know she saw it. Yeah,
you don't know you saw it?
because it's not for sale or for lease or for rent right this moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I see. It's a bigger space, and it's got like a big room for your services. It's got a community room. It's got a room for kids that can be split, so that you have older and younger if you want to. And it's got a kitchen and it's got like 2 bathrooms. It's not available yet. I will say this. Think strongly about whether you need to rent or buy.
Yeah, that's a big problem. It's a big something to be thinking about.
Yeah, because of the financial things that are coming
yeah.
through. In our judgment, from here, and you all are perfectly willing, able to make whatever choices you want, we would not advise buying in this at this time. That's just, but that's us.
Okay. Alright.
Any other questions? I feel like there's a question over here.
I got a question. Huh? Oh, you want one? Did you ask a question?
Okay, I've been seeing the number 23 a lot. Is there a reason why you've seen it?
Yeah, just look it up. I don't do much on numerology and stuff.
Okay.
But it comes to 5. It comes to number 5.
And you look up the number 2, 3 though too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have an event coming up. It's a spiritual event coming up on Saturday on the 22nd. Should I not go to that, or is it okay for me to go to?
You have an event yourself, or are you attending an event?
I'm attending an event.
Do you know these people?
No, these people are new.
Do you know how they vibrate?
The owner of the business is actually, she's really super nice. I mean, no, like,
Vibration?
sorry.
Vibration.
The vibration is good too.
So I would go with how they vibrate and take those number precautions. Listen to your government when you talk about like washing your hands, sanitize,
I got
no
my,
high fives,
I'm
and you
good.
know,
I'm good.
do that kind of stuff, and then just know that you're protected. Like protect yourself and
Yes.
keep your field up. But if you're going to be around people who are low vibrating, I would not advise it. Being in a big crowd of low vibration people, if you can help it.
Well, the people that are going to be there is actually a medium attending, and then the business that I was going to, something was saying to me that I need something from there. I could feel, because I bought an oracle deck from the business, so I was going to go back to an event, and there's a couple people that there's one that is like holistic oracle. I'm gonna have to catch him sometime a different month, but this one's a different medium. His name is Dave Hensel.
If you feel called to go, feel
Yeah.
led to go,
I do.
then I wouldn't stop living.
Got it.
Just,
I will.
just you know, use those physical, mental, spiritual, emotional
Protection.
issues. Yeah,
Got it.
that goes for pretty much everything. Evaluate the situation, the people who are going to be present, what the event is, what the activity is.
So I think you have another question, Kim?
Is this virus real?
Yes,
Very real.
it's real. But you have a different question. What do you mean by real?
Is there a message in it?
Level up. So this isn't. I mean, this strain is new. Coronavirus isn't, but the strain is new,
Yes.
and it's taking people out because people weren't. People have gotten lax, and in some places people were tired, and it serves a couple things. So people were tired, people are tired, and so this virus it's been serving a couple of purposes, and it's helping to usher in a new way of doing things. And so it's very real in a physical sense. Everything has energy, everything has a vibration. So it's real in a physical sense, and it's real in a vibrational sense. But it also serves a few purposes on the shifting of humanity. So you guys have been overworked. What in the world? Okay. You all have been overworked. And this has been a way to slow you down just a little bit. People really needed a break. People have been feeling like they have to do more, produce more, make more. And we're like, stop, slow down. Okay, so this has forced you all to slow down and take note of what's important. To look around at your children, at your parents. Is everybody okay? At your neighbors, are you okay? And not just online, are you okay, but for real, are you okay? Do you have what you need? What can I do to be of service to my community at this time? And so it's forced us to slow down. All around a common thing. We're putting a lot of energy into, scares of COVID, but at the same time, people are talking about what are we going to do with the kids who are home from school? How do we make sure that they get what they need? What do we do with those children who are hungry because they're not getting their meals at school? It's bringing people together in a different way while slowing your minds down from work. It's also shifting the way you all will do things. So we're going to discover from this, wow, people really can work from home. It's not just something that you can actually do it. We're going to discover that some children are fine learning from home. And we're going to discover that some children aren't. And we're going to be able to make adjustments and say what's working for one doesn't always work for another. We're going to learn that people need different things to be successful. This is an opportunity for us to learn so much. We're going to learn that not everything that's said is true. And sometimes people say things to cover their behinds at the risk of other people's lives. And that there's a lot of greed. And because of that greed, people are losing their lives. And so people will be held accountable for that by other people. But unless you can see it, how can you hold them accountable? This is going to change how your election happens. Your election this year is pivotal.
Yeah, it is.
And it's not an accident that this is happening this year as well. But be mindful. Don't let emperors who are naked rule your world.
That's right. I have a question. With all this I know you probably can't speak it much, like you said, things, but with all this, the coronavirus and the governments, the head states want this panic to go on. Is that them underlining that 5G in smoothly while everyone is panicking? They're trying to sit everybody still and sectors so they can move things in. I know you can't talk too much on that, but be aware. I just want people just to be aware.
Is that what they're doing? Is there a plan?
There is a plan, but that's not the plan.
Okay.
So 5G is an accidental byproduct of our progress. It is not some conspiracy. It's a byproduct of our progress.
No, I know it's not a conspiracy. It's real.
It is a real effect of all the technology we've been able to create on this planet.
It's like radiation. It's that
It
power.
exists, and you need to do something about it. You can do something about it personally in your own homes, but it's not the governments who are saying we're going to put 5G on you. It's not like that. But they have other plans. I just can't tell you what those other plans are.
So, how does the 5G affect us? Can you speak on that?
Oh, I hate to talk about that. Okay. It affects your nervous system. It affects your mind, your clarity. It affects how your body functions and how sleepy you are sometimes, how energized you can. It has a ton. You can research it. You can Google effects of 5G. It, depending on you and how you vibrate already and where you are, it can mess with your vibration. Messes with your frequency. So it's gonna, and everyone's has a different frequency, so how it particularly affects you is going to be different for every person.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, so if they come up with a vaccine for this coronavirus, would it be a good idea to accept that vaccine?
Not if you can help it.
And
If you don't get the coronavirus in this go round, and they try to give you a vaccine of it when it's ready next year, I would make a hard pass on it, unless they force you. And I can't say that won't become a thing.
okay.
There's a lot of stuff that, let me try to explain this. Imagine you have a tree with lots of different branches on it. If this is a tree, y'all went up this way, and off this way there's all these branches, things that could happen, depending on one thing happening and another thing happening. So your future is not set in stone.
That's right.
There's all these possibilities, like the equinox and then the following week. What happens that week will put you on one path, and those choices will put you on different paths. So we don't know what the end of this year is going to look like.
Right.
We don't know what a year from now is going to look like, except it's going to look different. Because things cannot stay the same. The earth will not have it.
Right.
And you'll keep seeing more disasters, more until you get it right. You start treating her right. She's going to keep giving you hell.
Spewing out. That's right.
She's going to keep doing it because she doesn't have to keep us here. She will outlast all of us.
Any other questions?
So, on an individual level and planet Earth, besides recycling and love and high energy, what would she want us to do to help heal?
Stop supporting as much as you can those industries that damage the earth. Consider more than recycling, consider your original use. Do you need that item? Is that the best item alternative for the planet? Do you need to print it? And I understand sometimes it's much easier to read, and so it's not always the case that you don't need to print it, but ask yourself the question each time, do I need to? If the answer is yes, you need to, then do it. But if it's no, I actually can read this in a different way, then read it in a different way. If you say, do I need 5 pairs of shoes this week? You know, you might not need 5 pairs of shoes because every one of them takes resources from our planet.
That's right. Tax.
Every single thing takes resources from our planet. Every product you own comes from the resources that are on this planet. So think about your original purchases, your original things that you're doing. Repurpose and upcycle when you can.
Yes.
But think about those original things. Even consuming food, how much food we waste on this planet.
That's restaurants every day.
And it's in homes as well. We buy more food than we can consume, and we waste it. So just thinking about even the animals you eat, the food you eat, where it's grown, how it's grown. Is it sustainable for our planet? This is the only one you get. You can't recycle Mother Earth. So you have to really be thoughtful about that. And as a former resident of this planet, I still love this planet too. She belongs to me as well. And if I choose at one point to ever come back, I'd love to have a planet here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah, thank you.
for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Take heed, please. Please take heed.